A top brain expert explains what actually causes dementia and how to avoid it.
What is the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? Or is it the same thing?
Yeah, no, it's a great question because everybody is confused. So dementia is sort of this general term. It's dementia, which means the loss of your mental abilities, dementating. So loss of cognitive ability is dementia. There are many subcategories of dementia, causes of dementia. The most common cause of dementia is Alzheimer's disease. It's the most common age-related cause of dementia. But then under Alzheimer's, there's also Parkinson's disease with Lewy body disease. There's something called frontotemporal lobar degeneration. Then there's, you get into odder and rarer diseases, progressive supranuclear palsy, Galmanian dementia, and somewhere down there is also CTE. So CTE is a cause of dementia.
Okay. And how do I avoid getting Alzheimer's?
Now, things you can do to lessen the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease are, staying socially connected, using your brain, challenging your brain, because high cognitive reserve, high cognitive ability gives you strength, brain resilience against these diseases. So even if you have pathology, you can circumvent the areas of injury, the areas that aren't working well, and not experience the symptoms. So that's one thing. Physical activity, fitness, but also mental fitness, challenging your brain, keeping it active, developing a high cognitive reserve.
Alcohol?
Well, alcohol can damage your brain, and alcohol damages it in entirely different ways than Alzheimer's or CTE. But if you do drink alcohol, it can exacerbate your symptoms. It can make your symptoms worse.
Is there anything that you believe about the brain that most people disagree with still to this day?
I can't think so.
As it relates to Alzheimer's and CTE, is there any sort of fundamental beliefs that you're currently trying to prove out through your testing and the things you're doing at Boston University?
Well, I do. I have my own theories. I don't know if other people don't believe them, but I do feel that inflammation, anything that causes inflammation in your brain, and I think what a lot of people would agree with me, though inflammation is one of the key promoters of brain disease and neurodegeneration. So there's tremendous inflammation in Alzheimer's disease, tremendous inflammation in CTE. And if we could figure out sort of this bad inflammation, we might be able to prevent or at least stave off these terrible diseases. And the other thing that I think is very important is small vessel disease, vascular disease, the health of these small blood vessels that are so important in terms of oxygenating our brain. If they become damaged or injured through a variety of mechanisms, then we also see these diseases being accelerated. So, I think there needs to be a lot more attention to the earliest changes that are associated with these diseases. And in my mind, those are vascular changes and inflammation. Sleep is so important because at the end of the day, your sleep, you're actually clearing bad substances out of your brain. You have a clearance system in your brain that is most active when you sleep. And so when you're sleeping, it's pulling out the noxious chemicals, it's draining them into your system so you can get rid of them. So sleep is also critically important.
We probably have a few million parents listening at the moment to this conversation. And those parents, their kids are saying, I want to play rugby, I want to play soccer, I want to play American football, I want to do hockey, all these kinds of things. What would you say to those parents?
Well, every parent is different. Every child's different. You have to really understand your child. Is it that they need to play that particular sport, or could they be just as easily, could they be just as happy in a non-contact sport? There are plenty of non-contact sport. There are plenty of sports that have low risk. So I would promote all of those. And then if they're playing, they choose, if they think, if this is a decision that they want to make despite the risks, then, make sure the coach is very, very well, versed in some of the adverse consequences of concussions and those hits to the head, even the non-concussive hits. Make sure that there's good education of the player as well as the teammates, as well as the coach. And then, try to delay playing full contact as long as possible. I think you should delay it until the person's physically robust, has with a musculature, with a strong neck. They're able to, resist hits. There's, a blindsided hit is much more damaging than a hit that you're expecting because you set your neck. You're expecting the hit, and it doesn't cause the whiplash that a blindsided hit causes.